Noyjeetut here. I haven't vlogged in a long time, so here you go. Here's a vlog from good old Noyjeetut. Big reason I haven't vlogged in a long time. I'll show you real quick here. Get this camera. Sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. Hopefully it'll make me look like a non-liar. It'll work. Alright, so this is the Canon Vixia HV30. Here's the battery. I got this battery. It's brand new. You pop it in. Put it on camera. Look at that, I'm a liar. It works right now. Sometimes, let's see if I go over to... That worked too. Fuck me. I look like a liar now. There we go. There's what it does a lot of the times when I want it to work. It just has that line. I don't know, some kind of malfunction of the hardware. It sucks. It's a nice camera. I'm looking to probably buy a used one. This is what I used to do all my vlogs with. I really liked its 4:3 mode. It was real clear. And also I actually did all my pickup videos from video games when I wanted to record the footage off the TV. So, since this is out of commission or off and on, I hate to risk it, to fuck around with it and have it, let me down at the last second. But maybe I'll try to piece something together. I don't know. I could do a pickup video and just keep it on the whole time and hopefully it doesn't crap out. But the reason why this is so good is it has a TV mode which records off the TV without any lines in it. A real clear shot. All my other, all these, just these handheld cameras like this and this. Got these. I got one plugged in. I got two over here. All these, they always have problems recording off the TV. They always have a line in it. It looks really amateur hour, and I hate it to death. And, if I'm going to record off the TV, I want to do it right. Damn it. I'm a perfectionist that way. So, yeah. That's why there's no pickup videos. That's why there's been no vlogs. Decided just to do a big 16:9 vlog here and delete most of the footage later. So, yeah. Where do we go from now, Cody? Let's see. Wanted to talk about Hardee's for a second. Been going to Hardee's for a lot of taste test reviews. A lot of people like those. I'm happy. I'm glad you like them. One thing I thought was interesting was some people thought about just mentioning that Hardee's is like an upscale fast food restaurant. I never thought of it that way. That's kind of a recent thing, but actually when I was just there inside taping for my Jim Beam bourbon thick burger review, I actually noticed that you actually take a number there and a waitress / cashier brings your order over. So it is kind of high end for a fast food place. They don't give you a receipt and have call a number from it and you pick it up. They actually deliver the food to your table. So that was kind of cool. But the only reason I have that distinction of not really thinking that it was a high end is when I was a kid, it was just like a McDonald's ripoff. It was so weird. When I was a kid, they used to give away these big smile creatures. That was their whole mascot, was a big red lip smile with arms and legs. It was really creepy. And they had a playground, and they had a kids meal. And it was like a weird kind of broke-ass kids meal because you could either choose as the main course a drumstick or a hot dog. Everyone else was giving kids burgers, and that seemed more high-end. So yeah, I guess like the whole time, the time where it really changed was around the time they came out with the Monster Burger, which was a really mayonnaise splattered burger that was okay. And but a little bit later, they kind of got in. They got an idea of doing the $6 hotel burger thing, and charging $4 for a $6 burger, as they call it. And they did ads with Mark McGuire where he said, "My nickname is Big Mac, but I eat the thick burger." Blah blah blah. Then they had Paris Hilton be the slut that she is. So yeah, that's a brief history. But I always thought it was interesting because in my mind, it's always that kind of rinky-dink place that it was in my childhood that actually quite a few of them closed down, and we always, turned our noses to them as a last-ditch effort for McDonald's and Burger King. But really, they have stepped it up. Whoever came up with all the changes they've had in the last 10 years or even more, credit to those guys. They really are marketing geniuses. So, yeah, Hardee's or / Carl's Jr., pretty West Coast fags, has really turned it around. I remember a long time ago, for some reason I hated Mark Wahlberg, aka Marky Mark. And I forgot why. It just kind of, I knew there was something, a news story, something that pissed me off about him. And it resurfaced lately. I realized why we all should just boycott Mark Wahlberg. Not just because he's a shitty actor, and he is. He's a really shitty actor. Given I've only seen him in one movie. I saw him in that movie, The Planet of the Apes. Not the new one, but the one from 2001. Yeah. It's just shitty. And I know he's done really shitty stuff and stuff like The Happening and stuff. But the whole thing is, when Marky Mark was a youth, he was a troubled child. He was an asshole. He was a brat. But it goes beyond that. He wasn't just some kind of, asshole kid who had a hard time through puberty. He actually made a man blind. He beat the man up until he was blind. A little Filipino man. And he said, now that he's well off and he has a career and everything, he said he's often dreamt of going to that man and, rewarding him the money he owes him for taking away his eyesight. But then he stops there and says, well, even better than even meeting the man is me just saying those things. That means I'm kind of hot and I've already thought of doing this. Thus, it's already done. Some kind of trickery there, where he thinks, he says he'll do something and even doesn't deliver, that it's still as good as him doing it, which is great for interviews, I guess, but really sucks for that Filipino guy. So, yeah, Marky Mark can suck it. And, I think the rumors are true that not only was that a prosthetic penis in Boogie Nights, but they had so little to work with, they had to make him an average-sized penis to attach the prosthetic penis. So he had, almost, I'm going to say an innie. He had an innie. They had to at least give him enough of a nub to work off of to make the prosthetic penis. Marky Mark is really somewhere closer to a woman downstairs, but kind of built up top like a man. Isn't there a guy named Buck Angel or something? Like that guy, kind of? Yeah. So, you heard it here first. Marky Mark. Twisted genitalia freak. There you go. I wanted to give a pro-gun story out there that I really don't think has really traveled out into net space like it should have. Everything else gets overshadowed by negative gun stories. But there's a good story about this woman who protected her children at home by using a gun. Now, this man named Paul Alley Slater came into her home, I think it was mid-afternoon, it was a really weird time, to thieve some stuff, to pilfer, if you will, to rustle, if you want. So he came into her home, and he wasn't expecting her to be there. And he's already been testified and said, he really sounds stupid. He's like, well, if she wasn't there, I could just stone the things and run around the house. It's like really ugh. Yeah, because, that makes sense, because you should be able to thieve anything you want anytime without anyone seeing you. But anyway, she was there with her twin children, who are 9 years old, both. Alice. They're twins. And she scuffled them up higher and higher in the house, up the stairs, into the attic, and just kept on running and kept them going up as this guy was breaking into the house with a crowbar. And she did have a gun in her hand. He proceeded to follow them up there like some kind of scary movie, just some kind of monster. And he really is a real-life monster, chasing him. He never said what he was planning to do with them, but you know it couldn't be good. It can't be good. No one wants to have witnesses at your crime scene. You know, if a bad guy has a chance, he put it into that. So he chases them up all the way, and she's giving him, like, to me, just running like that is giving him all the chance in the world to rethink his decision and just leave the house and say, well, it's not worth it, blah, blah, blah. Go about your merry way. A second chance, if you will. But no, he thought he should go ahead and end their lives and still thieve from them or rape them. I don't know what he wanted to do, really. He's a bad guy. I can't really tap into his brain too much without becoming him myself. So thankfully I'll keep that 12-yard stick at hand and not dwell too deep into his psyche here. So anyway, he goes up and starts coming through the attic door. I'm guessing they're all suspended on studs. I don't know how finished their attic is. And here he comes, to their last hiding place, where she proceeds to shoot him in his dumb fucking face 5 times. The funniest part is he did not die from being shot in the face 5 times. I guess it is true when they say only the good die young. This guy, who's 32, proceeded to go back downstairs, get in his car, and I guess because of blurred vision from all the bullets in his head, ran into a tree. Then got out of his car after it was trashed and tried to hitch a ride with random people and, begged for their help. But I really wish he died. Gosh. One less leech off the system. Even more than a leech. He's even more than a leech. There are people that are leeches. But this guy is trying to cause harm deliberately to people. Not just financially through loopholes and whatnot. He's trying to hurt people. So I really wish he died. It would have been better off if he died. But it's worth the comment of hearing him in the court trying to justify what he has done, what he tried to do. But with all these negative comments, and a lot of it being around clip size, maybe if she had a clip on that fucking gun, she could have fired some more rounds and killed this son of a bitch. Because 5 bullets, I think she fired 6, she missed once, and shot him 5 times in the face and did not kill him. So if you want an argument for clips, it's when people are home invading you and you run out of bullets in their fucking fat faces to kill them. There's a good enough reason right there. God. It's amazing. Some people just keep on taking. And sometimes people just die from little things. Little tiny things. It's frustrating right there, isn't it? People can be fragile sometimes, but also very durable sometimes. He must have really looked like the monster he truly is inside, out after that altercation. But yeah, there you go. There's a good gun story. One that doesn't end with innocent people being killed at the hands of someone who had firearms. I just wanted to throw that out there because in the mix, you have a lot of people that don't have the best opinion of guns because there's a lot of negative stuff that's always happened around us with them. But that one made me happy, and I thought I'd share. I've been throwing around in my mind this new video series idea I've had for a while now, and I'll be doing it pretty soon, I think. I'll just tell you the name. I won't go too much into it because I kind of want to keep that a surprise. It's more of a less natural video and a more, edited video, like character-driven thing. So I'll be doing that soon, I believe. And actually, I might ask for donations, not through money, but actually through material that this kind of project requires. Nothing too crazy. It's nothing too creative either, but it may have something that you're lying around the house that you could donate, and I could, not have to buy the source material myself. But the name is The Last 2 Pages, or Last 2 Pages. Last 2 Pages, I think is what it is, yeah. Is what I'm going to go with. and look for that. I really, sometimes I really get stumped at what people want to see on this channel when it comes to what I'm doing my series. Like my last people watching got like 80 views and had very little comments, and I thought, oh, maybe I should steer away from that for a while because people don't seem to be into me people watching, which I guess is kind of creepy. Some people seem to really take negative to it, like I was, bullying people and being a meanie. And there's components of that, but there's also, I always find it a way to be creative with random thoughts that come into my mind when I first see someone. It doesn't mean that person's that. It just means that's how I'm viewing them on the cover book level, a book by its cover level. So yeah, don't take it personally, but I may cool off that series for a while just because I think I've hit it too hard recently. And also stuff I got right now, I uploaded a while back, like one day ago, and it has 0 comments, which is not what I want. They're long, they're clunky, and sometimes I think people don't like to see, it almost seems like bragging, I guess, when people buy stuff that they like. I can see that too, so I mean, I may cool off that series for a while, focus on other stuff. Good thing about getting a good book to read. I actually have 2 books in mind. I think there's Escape from Camp 14, which really goes hand in hand with all this North Korea talk as of late. It's an interesting book in the fact that right now we're looking at Kim Jong-un as like a cartoon character, and that's kind of fun. It's funny to look at him and kind of mimic and parody him and say, you're this crazy loony guy, and but it diminishes the true what's happening in North Korea and what these people go under. We make him into a cartoon, and it's funny. It's just a comedy, and it really has some serious undertones here, where people's lives are not only drastically bad, just awful lives that they live, but they're killed on a whim. It's just the book Escape from Camp 14 is about a guy who actually escaped from a prison camp, where the prison camps, what you don't know about is they actually use no propaganda to try to whitewash their nation's history. They just, since you're born in such mere shitty conditions, you kind of accept life as is. The biggest spoiler out there about this book that really makes a lot of people go, oh, is the fact that the featured person who did escape from the prison camp was actually so indoctored, and not indoctored by people telling him about how great North Korea was and everything else, not lies, just lies on lies, just indoctrinated in being in a shitty condition and being taught what was right, what was wrong within that system. It's a total prisoner mentality where you'll just scratch to get by. But the big spoiler was he actually reported his own mother and brother to officials above him that they were trying to get an escape plan together, and they were killed for that, and then he was tortured for that when he thought he would actually get rewarded with some kind of meal. And you want to judge that and say, oh man, he turned it on his own mother and brother, but really his relationship with them wasn't that of a mother or brother. He feels like he never even felt love from anybody, and people may not even be able to be capable of love in such conditions where there is no opportunity for it, no hope per se, you could say. But yeah, it's mind-boggling. You get all these fluffy pieces about Kim Jong-un and these funny images, and they're great. I don't want them to stop, but I want people to understand there's more to it than just that. And there's more to it than just the people you see on the streets that look uncomfortable, and they're suffering a bit, and they get small portions of food, and I think they're 6 inches shorter than all South Koreans because they're so malnourished on average height. They're always 6 inches shorter. It's insane how poor off and bad off these people are. But there's even a level lower than that, in these prison camps. It's slavery. It's modern day slavery, and a lot of people are saying it could be as bad as the Holocaust. So I just thought it'd be interesting to delve into that and see, just get the inside scoop on how that is. And he actually escaped, and I've seen him. He's been in America before. He's traveling around telling his story. It's really neat. I think the main reason he wanted to escape was to have a broiled chicken, which is just so mind-bending, pathetic. When that's your goal, like tasteless boiled chicken is your goal, it shows how desperate and how unfortunate a lot of people truly are. The other book was that there was this book a while back I remember reading about, or not reading, hearing about actually on a news report. It was talking about how women make, I think, was it 30% less than men, or somewhere around there. And the book was, this guy, read all those reports and heard about how women were making less than men, and decided to actually make a company full of women, and that way he get to pay them less and save money. It's the whole capitalist version of not trying to right that wrong, but actually trying to exploit it to make big gains. So he tried it, and it really backfired, because he found that women weren't as determined workers as men. And, I'm not saying that in a bad place. Actually, that's a good place. Sometimes men can get really caught up into work and become drones for a job that they hate. I'm not going to get too into it, but the whole idea was that they are more likely to take time off, take important holidays off to be with the kids. They're more family oriented, where they don't, they don't put work first. They put family first, and how this would go against like a man who's always trying to work up the corporate ladder, and they're more in tune to do that. Not to say everyone's like that. Everyone's different. I don't want to get in too much trouble. I think I've pissed off enough people as is, but I thought that'd be interesting reading. I can give a review of that. So I'm thinking about either getting one of those two books. One's more depressing, but one's more fun. Oh. Yeah, that's all I got for now. My brother's uploading a video, and that's taking a while, so I wanted to look up and give you a tweet of the week or something that I said that I thought would be clever, witty, and funny, and really make you happy inside. But I don't have any of that at my disposal. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up and say goodbye, my sexy chickadees. Yeah, so we'll leave it at that. Thank you for watching. I'll try to do more of these. I'll try to get that camera fixed. I'll try to do everything I possible, do more pickup videos. I want to do more of those because I'm backlogged in games. So stay tuned. More stuff in the future here on my channel. Yeah. Thank you for watching.